Okay. Hello. I think we are live. So, if anyone's joining, I've got Ahmed with me today, who's joining me. Now, I think we might be like an hour early because Tom did not definitely mess up the times when he booked Ahmed to come join in. So I'm sorry for that. And also as well, we're streaming live to Amazon FBK, not Amazon FBA. So I just want to check that we are actually live. Ahmed, do you want to just check, see if it's like, is it working your side? Here's where we find out that actually, no, we're not live. It's just me and you talking. No, I can see you on your group.
Yes, all good.
And am I live on my YouTube channel? Ahmed, you've got a YouTube channel, haven't you?
Oh, no, not really. I created some silly videos, but no, not really.
That's fine. Cool. So quick question for you. Obviously, I appreciate that. So let's just do introduction. So if anyone doesn't, so normally it's just me on my own doing the kind of live. If anyone doesn't know who you are, give us a rundown of you, like introduce yourself and let everyone know who you are. Take it away.
Great. Thanks, Thomas. And my name is Ahmed Sharkawi. Been selling on Amazon for almost 4 years, since 2021, January. 3 years and a half. About me, selling on Amazon.com, 7-figure seller, and I don't even know what else to say about me, to be honest. Just a normal Amazon seller. I love talking to people. I love doing networking. I have a community, a Facebook community, amazing, 24,000 members, and I think that's pretty much everything about me. I don't know.
Absolutely love it. Let me do my introduction. So, guys, if you guys are here, obviously joining in. So, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone obviously dropping in. Do drop your questions down below. I have a really good habit of being able to answer every single question that you ask. So I plan to continue that going on. So Ahmed, obviously, thank you so much for joining. If anyone doesn't know who I am, because I appreciate we're streaming in Ahmed's group as well today. So like, woo! How many people you got in your group?
24,000.
24,000 people. Do you know, it just kind of makes you think of how big the Amazon game is. It is huge, isn't it? That's one group. Obviously, we know lots of other groups where they're like 50,000. It's like, wow, so many people, are doing this game. And that's just a fraction. So if anyone doesn't know who I am, my name's Thomas Parkinson. Obviously, I talk really fast when I'm kind of excited and Ahmed's here. It's like, wow. So I've been selling on Amazon now, I think, 7 years. I think my company's 8 years old. I've done I'm 7 figures in the US right now. We've done 7 figures in the UK. We peaked about 3.4 million and then shut that business down, which is obviously another conversation for another day. And I have right now and I also run Fast Track FBA, and we have about 30 staff, 28, 30 staff, don't quote me. And then also I travel the world. So I'm currently in Mexico right now, and I'm also looking forward to coming to the UK to meet Ahmed for the first time in person at the end of May. So I'm looking forward to that. And that'll be up in Scunthorpe. So we're going there. So absolutely fantastic. Right. I'll tell you one quick thing, which is just really funny. So someone mentioned it down below, product authenticity. Amazon basically gave me 2 product authenticities for the same ASIN. Thanks, Amazon. So then I submitted the information for one, got rejected, and I went, oh, screw it, I'll just submit it to the other one. Got accepted. I was like, okay. So then I submitted it back to the other one, and then the other one, they came back to me and said, thank you very much for the information. You may now continue selling it, but the product authenticity complaint is still there. And I was like, what the hell's going on? And then I used the same information to try and get ungated in the brand again, because they regated me. And they said, we're really sorry, we can't verify a supplier. And in the information, I even attached the screenshot of the authenticity complaint being approved by Amazon. I was like, you guys just don't listen to each other ever. So absolutely brilliant. Right, let's go and do a shout out to, so Ravi says hi. Facebook user says, where have you been? Ahmed, where have you been? What went wrong?
Oh, I've been talking with you, Paul, all day. You don't remember anymore.
He's like, where have you been? He's waiting there for the 5 minutes to get on the live stream. Absolutely love it. We got Natalie saying hi. Natalie is like the OG master extraordinaire of live streaming. So Natalie, obviously, I hope you're going to give us some positive feedback, constructive criticism, and areas we can improve upon after this one. Hashtag no pressure. Guys and girls, if you've got comments, do drop them down below. And then Facebook user says hi. Ahmed, do you have how's your Italian accent going?
My Italian accent, oh, is going well. Everyone loves my accent. Some people are laughing at it, but I got used. After 9 years in the UK, I got used to be laughed at my accent. Something I would like to mention. When I started on Amazon, actually, I want to say in front of everyone, big thank you to you, Tom. You are one of the people who, like, one of my mentors. And I told you this in private, if you remember or not. I'm sure many people are telling you, but I really waited for this moment just to say in front of everyone that you are one of my mentors. When I started, I remember driving trucks and watching videos, your videos on YouTube, Keepa and all this. And even I made a post in my group. Maybe if you can remember, I was watching a Keepa training with my kids in my living room. If not, I will try to find that video and post it again. So yeah, big thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, and everything you've done on YouTube is just your work. I know it's a lot of work to create videos, to edit them, to to plan and all this. So yeah, big thank you for your support.
You're welcome, and and thank you, and I think we know each other off air. But I think on a more serious note, the one thing I will just kind of share with everyone listening right now is that share the journey, because you have no idea who you're going to impact by sharing your story. And I know a lot of people might be like, oh my God, but I'm not as big as this person. That doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter. It's about I always did it. Like, I will share what I'm learning because I want to look back on it and be like, wow, that was me back then. Look how far I've come. But also as well, like, being able to help other people is incredible. Having people say, like, I just want to say thank you for like what you're doing and showing, like, wow, that's amazing. You meet people. So honestly, like, it's a real pleasure, and thank you for the feedback, but also sort of take that to heart and say, keep sharing your journey. Everyone keep sharing it. Absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
Ahmed, should we move on? So Ravi says, great introduction, Ravi. Absolutely love it. Mohammed says, how do you check the authenticity of the supplier? This is obviously very relevant. I've just gone through this, but how do you do it, Ahmed? Ask me that question. I think it's a really valid point. And guys, drop your comments down below, by the way.
How do I do it? If we discuss about European suppliers, I always check if they are VAT registered. Very important. Cool. If it's from Europe, check in the VS system. I was very close to be scammed by a supplier from France. I even had to send someone who lives in France to that location to find out that actually it was an empty place. Nothing. It was just an empty place. So they've sent me a price list with their offers, and the first red flag was the prices. Like, they were 50% below anyone else. And then what I've done was I checked, and this is what I do all the time. I check if they're on LinkedIn. That's very important for me, because a serious company, it should be on LinkedIn. Second, if they have any online presence, then I verify their VAT number if it is a VS system. If it's a UK supplier, I check on company house, very important. Then I like to check on Google Maps to see if there is any image with a physical warehouse. That's very important. Then I like to check the website to see when it was created, how it looks like, because sometimes it's just, you look on the website, come on, this is fake, this is scam. Very easy. What I like to see is, I love the suppliers who are not allowing you to see the prices before creating a trade account. I'm not saying if a supplier is showing the prices, it's a scam. No, there are many suppliers I'm working with, and you just go on their website. You don't need to create an account. You see the prices. But I like the other ones. That's pretty much everything I do. If you're still not sure, call them and ask for a visit. I want to visit your warehouse.
Cool. I love it. I think for me also as well, you're looking reviews, you're looking how long have they been in business, can you see history of them? I think one of the questions we did, especially when we're looking at UK-based like OA suppliers, especially when we're really small, was like, what's the status of their balance sheet? Because you can see that on the UK Companies House. And my kind of question to myself was like, if they're losing money, it's likely that they might try and do some dodgy stuff. But if they've got like, $200 million or pounds in the bank account, then you're like, they're probably going to not risk the reputation over, like some like dodgy goods, or should we say. So that was like one kind of metric we looked at. But again, like everything you said, and then just kind of reviews on top of that. So yeah, I like it. I like the try giving them a call and see if you can arrange a site visit. I think that's a great idea, because they'll be like, no, you can't come down. You're like, well, then obviously you're not legit. So see how that goes. Cool. Let's jump through. So Facebook user says, hi guys. Ahmed, do you create your own listings? Tell us more about your Amazon game. Do you do unique listings? I know Natalie's a big fan.
Yes, I tried. I find it's not really for me. I don't really like to deal with. It's a bit. It's not really for me. However, what I like to do is, when I don't like doing something, I like to outsource it. So one of my team members, I told her, look, we need to learn this. She learned it. She's quite good now, and she created quite good listings. However, it's just the beginning. Okay. In special data, that I got 2 brand deals. I tried unique bundles. I have some created, but nothing wow. I'm just getting rid of the stock. I'm not going to replenish. But I'm more into brand deals. So I got 2 brand deals right now, and I had to create listings from the scratch for every single product they have. And one of the brands, it's starting selling. Yeah, it's great.
Cool, nice. I love it. By the way, I don't do them. The reason why I don't do them is I know a lot of people who do. I think they're a good option, but the reason why I don't do it is because supply. We always have problems with supply, i.e., getting enough of the product. So if you struggle with supply, then it's like there's no point trying to go down the route of creating your own brand, because you're always going to run out. And then number 2 is the fact that I've learned in life, less is more. And I learned it from Naval. Naval said it was like the difference between really rich people and really, 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 really rich people is that really, really rich people just say no more often. That's it. So the less they do, but the better they do it, the better they get. So I was like, that's a really good thing. So when we try to do Amazon, we try to do less and less and less. So that was my kind of thought process behind it. We've got someone here who says legends. Love that one. What about this? Hey guys, does it happen in the US? Same circus about VAT as UK. So I think he's trying to ask, is there VAT in the USA? I think the answer is no. Ahmed? Right?
No,
there's no
no
VAT in
VAT.
the USA. So you're lucky.
Order.
It's really nice. Go
on. What is called sales tax? Yeah.
Sales tax, yeah. So if you want to know, the EU is amazing for customers because the price you see is the price you pay. In America, the price you see is the price plus sales. You need to add on sales tax and tip. So it doesn't work so well. But for businesses, USA is really good because you just go, we'll make them more. So that's good. Rosie says, hello, boys. Hello. Natalie says, flattery will get you everywhere. We're English, Natalie. This is what we do the best. I absolutely love it. Hey, guys, thanks for this live. Obviously, if you guys are enjoying the live, do hit the love heart, thumbs up, and put your comments down below. So Jesse says, hey, Jesse. Well, hi. So Carolina says, FBA or FBM? Ahmed, talk to me. What are your thoughts?
Full FBA.
Why? And when would you do FBM over FBA? Answer that.
Never. I wanted to do FBM. I never done FBM, and I prefer FBA. I want to have an easy life. I want to have everything outsourced, and just eventually be able to travel anywhere when my kids are not in school. So when you do FBM, actually you can still outsource FBM, correct? You can still outsource it. But what I heard
there are pet centers that do it.
Yes. It looks like it's easy to get suspended when you do FBM. I've just seen, different discussions in the Facebook groups because of clients receiving the parcels saying they didn't receive anything, and the order, how's it called, defect rate or
order defect rate, correct?
Yes. And I've seen people who are mainly doing FBM having all kinds of issues, A to Z claims and all this. Said, no, it's not for me. I would just focus on FBA. What I'm trying to do is I really want to have an easy lifestyle. Okay, everything online, and Like you, Thomas. Like you, like Gavin, like many others. Yes.
Okay, my life may look easy from the outside. I promise you it is not. If I were just running Amazon, yeah, it'd be beautiful. Like that is
Yeah.
easy. Fast Track FBA is not an easy operation. But that's a conversation for another day. So FBM versus FBA, I recently went to Miami, which was really interesting, and I found some I was talking on a panel with Warner Fields and Flips for Miles, and they were talking about 5 guys that they worked with very closely, and they all got from 0 to 100K in 3 months. And the reason why they did this was by doing FBM. And the reason why is they could literally just buy, get it shipped the next day or the same day, and then 15 days later, the money was back in the account. It was like turn. You just can't do that with FBA. So don't get me wrong, they all said they worked incredibly hard over that period. But because they were all working really closely, they all knew the deals. They would just buy, ship it. So if you're low on cash flow and you have time and you're willing to work incredibly hard, you can make a lot of money very quickly by doing FBM. But I do agree with you. I live in Mexico and travel the world, so therefore FBM is really not a good option for me. So yeah, very good.
I know a few people who are smashing on FBM, like people like Johnny Smith or I think Matt Wright, if I'm not wrong, doing FBM. So yeah, people are smashing it, but it has to be for you.
You should. Have you been to their warehouses yet? You should go.
No, I didn't. No.
Ahmed, you live in the UK. I live in Mexico, and I still managed to make it to their warehouses.
No one invited me.
Down the road from you.
No one invited me.
I literally flew over the world to come meet them. That's right. Right. Ahmed, I wonder what room Ahmed is in. We'll leave that one. Let me know in the comments down below if you think you know about it. So, what do you think is the easiest niche to start and learn how to sell within the USA? Ahmed, any thoughts?
Easiest niche. There is no easiest niche. I don't know. If I was to start, beauty, grocery, toys, main ones. If I was to start, but yeah, they're all easy for me. I mean, same thing for me.
The one thing I'll say about the US niche or market is the apparel, clothing is a really big market. Huge, absolutely huge. We don't have it in the UK because everyone likes to go to the shops, but because the US, like sneakers is like an insane game. Obviously, the guy who I know called Saros did 10 million in his second year. 10 million on sneakers alone. Like that's incredible. Like mind blown. So I hate to make sense. Ravi asked Tom, can Amazon still be profitable in the UK? There seems to be so many hurdles, VAT, high taxes, too many sellers, tanking prices. My brain and friends doing this are telling me to trade to the USA. Ahmed, what do you think?
It's really up to it's really up to everyone. Like there are people making a lot of money in the UK. There are people making a lot of money in the USA. It's really hard for me to yes, USA market, it's a bigger market. The competition is higher. Where do you live? That's the first question. Where do you live? Do you live in America? Then start there. Do you live in UK and you are new? Start in the UK. Get used to the market.
I'm assuming
learn.
UK.
Sorry?
I'm assuming the UK.
Okay. So if you're living in the UK, I will start in the UK just until I become successful, until I understand how to sell on Amazon, to understand the business. Then you can look into other marketplaces. This is what I've done. I started in the UK. I started selling in the UK, then Germany, then USA. But I knew what I was doing. And USA, it was everything completely new to me.
Wow, I love it. I think, so at a fundamental level, the EU does have challenges, mainly due to VAT. and especially if you're talking about the UK, if you're a new seller in the UK, you basically just start selling as normal, no problems. But when you hit VAT registration, which I now think is 90,000, don't quote me, per year, you then have to pay VAT. So you get to reclaim the money on your purchases, but that increases administrative burden because you need to get the VAT receipts. But on your sales, you then have to pay about 16.6% on the top line. You take off compared to the VAT man, which is frustrating because you have to pay 16%, 16.66 on your top line, whereas new sellers don't. So therefore, you're at a competitive disadvantage. So coming from a position of doing about 3.4 million in the UK in 1 year, if your business model is one of someone can just right mouse click, find your products, then yeah, it's not going to work, period. But if you have a business model whereby you have a moat, a competitive advantage, like suppliers, you know how you have relationships with suppliers or discount codes away that other people do not have, then I believe that you'll be able to fight off the new sellers who won't be able to buy the same products as you, and you'll be able to protect your margins. But if it's just right mouse click, your margins are going to crash. And I tell you that from experience. And we had 25, 30 VAs, I think, running the whole operation. Yeah, it didn't work. So, but the US is obviously a different game. And I think, Ahmed, question for you: if you're going to start in the US, like say for example, someone's like, should I start UK or USA? And they're a UK national. How much money should they have?
Okay, this is a
UK,
yeah,
and they just heard what I said, and they're like, "No, I'm going to go start selling in the US. I'm going to create a company and do all that." How much money? I have a figure, but I want to know what you think.
Okay, I can't give only one answer. If I was to start again, I would start with at least 10,000. It's not much, but at least 10,000. There are people who are starting with 12,000, but the more you have, of course, the better it is. It's a very challenging market. It's not how it used to be before. This is just me. I might be wrong. Sorry. But let's say 10,000. I'm not saying you can't start with 5,000 or 3,000. You can still start. But it's more about the knowledge, I would say, than the money you have. Anyone, like, you don't have 5,000 now to start. I'm sure if you know that you can invest those money and make more profit, I'm sure you can somehow borrow money or whatever, credit cards. But I would say if you have the right knowledge, you can start with 5,000 and in 12 months to get to over 100K in stock, or I don't know, just giving an example.
Yeah, I think so. I always say to people, minimum to start in the US to create a company and do it all is 10,000, ideally 30,000. And the reason why I say is because no one ever tells you about how I started Amazon with £500 and did $1 million, but in the middle I got £990,000 worth of credit. Like, it's the credit which is the bit that really blows us up, because that's the way we work. And your problem when you start in the US is you are not a US resident, so therefore you cannot get credit. So you've got to bring all the money with you to build, to build the business, which is the one thing that most people kind of forget about. Access to credit when you are not a resident in the country is incredibly difficult. Right, let's go on. Let's kind of jump through. Ahmed, 3 questions that you ask in VA interviews. Go.
Oh, 3 questions that I ask the VAs in interview. Experience, years of experience, and I'm a bit different. Like, I like to see. So I'm asking them the years of experience, the store levels that they manage. Okay, how big the clients were, and what are they planning to do in future. And I will say why, because I had VAs in the interview who told me, okay, I work for this, I have this experience, I'm looking for a job now. And when I asked, okay, what is your plan? What do you want to do the next few years? I'm planning to have my own Amazon account. Okay. That was a no-no for me. It's nothing wrong with willing to do that, but why would I invest in you, showing you everything, then knowing that you're gonna leave and I'm sure you're gonna steal everything from me?
Let them live the dream. Let them live the dream, man. You're so mean.
No, nothing wrong with that, but it's just business. Sorry.
I know, I get it. But also as well, like, the one thing I'll say is do you know 66% of all Amazon accounts created never actually sell anything? So a lot of people create a big account but never actually do it. And I think it's really like, that's that kind of testament to like actually how hard it is even to get going. So anyone watching right now who's actually selling on Amazon, like, well done. Like, you're not even the people who know you can do it. You've actually created the account and sold shit. Like, well done. So Rosie says Natalie's unique bundles. Absolutely love it. I've heard really great things. So obviously do check that out. And I think that's part of I think it's the Hive. Don't quote me. I think it's the Hive.
Yes.
So yeah. Here's a great question. Right. In 30 seconds, Ahmed, if you were to start again tomorrow, let's change the question. If you were going to, you're starting again right now. What would you like? What would be your game plan in 30 seconds? Go for it.
Okay. I will focus on mastering Keepa, sourcing, and IP. These three. I will do. It's not different because this is what I've done when I started. I don't think I will change anything than I've done when I started. I don't think so. Oh, actually, one thing I will do different. I wouldn't rely that much on emotions. That was a big mistake I made, especially in the beginning. I was doing purchases based on emotions just to buy something. I remember when I transitioned from OA to wholesale, I just wanted that first wholesale order. Doesn't matter if it's good deal or bad deal. I was just, maybe it's gonna pick up somehow. Never sold at whatever price. Never sold. Somehow Ahmed is going to buy it, and he's gonna sell. Emotions. Don't rely on emotions. That's a bit of gambling. So I wouldn't do that.
I love that. I think for me, I would really agree with you. Understand your skill set. So what would I do differently, or like what would I recommend more of? Get a mastermind of 3 to 5 people. Super important. And by the way, I will say this right now: share everything. Every single deal you find, share it. Because if it's rubbish, they're going to show you it's rubbish, and if it's good, they're going to want to buy it. And then you're going to get that feedback within like 6 minutes rather than 6 weeks, which is so important for making bad dies. And then if you share, they'll start sharing. It's really good. Number 2, I would really be trying to focus on a niche, something down, not just like, whatever's profitable. Yeah, of course we all want something profitable, but like everyone wants that, but you have no real domain expertise. You've got to become a skilled operator, knowing what you're doing. And then I think everything that you said, I absolutely love. So they're the kind of 2 areas that I think I'd really focus on. So let's jump over. Natalie talked about low inventory fees. Ahmed, have you had any low inventory fee issues? I had a scan today, couldn't see anything, not even any fees. I got the email about it, but even we sold one of those ASINs, no low inventory fee came on my Amazon Seller Central, and it's been shipped. Have you seen anything?
No, nothing. Absolutely
really?
Nothing. I'm going to check after this live.
If anyone else did, let me know down in the comments below. But yesterday we got the email about, I think it's 5 ASINs saying, warning, these will be low inventory. And one of them we sold this morning. And by the way, if you want to know, all I did was basically just went to my repricer and changed the rules from like a standard rule to a really slow rule to slow down the speed of sales, so that next week that hopefully won't be so bad. But it was interesting. So I've seen nothing. So Matey, I think, I don't know if I can pronounce that, Matty. As my question was not clear, does Amazon make same issue about VAT as on UK? Closing accounts, holding money, asking for proof of UK establishment. Is this thing? No, because this is only for UK-based companies. And even if that company owns like a Japanese Amazon selling account, then that would be a problem. But it's only for UK-based companies because it's an issue between HMRC and Amazon. And basically, I think Amazon did the wrong decision 3 years ago, back in 2001, and now it's trying to backtrack, which is causing a big problem. The one thing which I will say, which I don't know if many people know about, my accountant said to me, if we are caught up in that place of establishment, you can actually reclaim the money back from HMRC that you've paid them and then pay it back through to Amazon. Now, obviously, I've not done this, so I don't know if it's legit, but it might be an option, if that makes sense. So if you're caught up in it, there is a way out. I hope that makes sense.
I don't want to scare people, but yes, I was like, imagine having to claim back 300,000 from HMRC.
Mate, I did 3.4 million in that year. In one of those years, 2 million, then 3.4 million. My amount of that would be like, I'm going to claim it back. Now I'm off to Vietnam. Bye.
I think that will trigger huge investigation for HMRC. But yeah, I don't want to scare people.
Yeah, I know. Possibly. We never know. We shall see. Right, let's kind of jump through. Natalie says, FBM, great for those who self-prep and own warehouses. Yeah, I 100% absolutely agree. And by the way, like if you see a lot of people doing it, I think it's a really good opportunity you can do. And especially if you're doing like unique bundles, I know Natalie does them really well. So that's a great opportunity to take advantage of. That's okay, Ahmed. I've not to their warehouses either. And they are my business partners. I've not been to their warehouses, she says. Fantastic. So absolutely brilliant. Rosie says, is there any way we can purchase products from the USA, retailers, any debit cards, send to a USA prep center and sell via a UK account without having to create a USA company? Do you want me to answer this one or do you know it?
Yes. This is actually something that I've looked into it. Yes, you will find retailers. Okay. Retailers, I'm not sure. Sorry. I can answer for wholesalers.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Okay.
Long story short, USA companies have really high IP fraud protection in their purchasing, way above than what you'll see in the UK. Like, it's insane. Like, everything gets cancelled. So, most of the 66% of retailers will not even allow you to put in a card with a billing address outside the USA. It just doesn't even have the option on the website. Number two, if you don't put in the correct billing address, then it won't work. Then obviously the card won't go through because the actual billing address and your stated billing address will be different and the fraud protection will kick in. Number three, by the way, I created USA account company just for this problem because I was aware of it before. Number three is that even if you have a billing address in the USA and a prep center, because you have a different billing and shipping address, they still cancel the orders. So that causes another problem. So you can do it, but you're probably going to be limited to maybe 10 or 20% of the US retailers. And it's going to be challenging. So this is why we created USA company to do it. And if you want another kind of trick, you've also got to use an VPN to get to an IP address close to where your either billing address or prep center is. Because if I pay with a US billing address and a prep center address and my IP address is now in Mexico, red flag, warning, that cancels orders as well. And the final trick, get on the phone, speak to them. Because a lot of time they will actually tell you why it got cancelled and you can figure out what you need to do. Half the time they'll just go, oh, we'll whitelist you. Thank you very much, Mr. Parkinson, for going through, which is really nice. But you've got to this is hard. It's really, really challenging. It even went to the point, if I tell you now, one of the ultimate hacks is to get a computer in your prep center on their IP address, so that when you place your orders, you're VPNing, you go in through that computer and place the order, so that you have the same IP address as the address of the actual prep center. That's the ultimate hack, but that's really difficult. So there you go. Anything to add?
When it comes, yes, when it comes to wholesalers, I have discussed with quite a few wholesalers from the United States, and I was surprised to see wholesalers accepting to work with British companies, which is, I think that will make the life easier buying from wholesalers than from retailers. Or just create an LLC, maybe. Yeah, yes. Or just create an LLC and.
I will just going to add in there is no just in creating an LLC. It's a massive undertaking with a lot of work in it. Like, my accountancy fees are $750 a month. So it's expensive. Yeah. Just be mindful of that. Right. Carolina says, which type of sourcing do you like, Ahmed, and which one do you have more success? This is a common question, which most people don't like the answer.
All of them. I don't have a favorite way of sourcing. All of them. I can say which one I dislike the most, storefront stocking. And I'll explain why. Because many times, the products that you see and you do on someone's storefront, on Ahmed's storefront, you might struggle to find them at a retail store, and you wonder, okay, how come Ahmed is selling at this price when all the retail stores are selling for this price? Doesn't make any sense. No profit. Yes, because Ahmed purchased month ago when they were in offer. This is why I don't really like storefront stocking, because we are finding deals which have been purchased maybe most of the times they were in offer. So I prefer to I like how should I say, sourcing through the newsletters. I want to know when offers are available. I buy and I let others do storefront stocking after 2-3 weeks when the stock arrives in the warehouse to do storefront stocking on me. And I recommend something, a software, which is called SalesGazer, if you guys are aware of that. SalesGazer, so you create an account with SalesGazer, then you select the country, then it's going to show you all the stores from that country, and I believe all of them are legit if they are on that on the website. And then you sign up to newsletters, and all the newsletters are going to end up in, instead of your email, it's going to be sent in your SalesGazer account. So you keep your email clean and nice, not bombarded with newsletters. So SalesGazer.
Absolutely love it. Great. That's a really good tip. I think we share it in the VA Academy. Love it. Carolina, if you like that, thumbs up, give Ahmed a big thumbs up, and make sure you put a comment down below. Ahmed, you are the man. Thank you so much for the SalesGazer tip. Put that down below. Natalie mentioned, ooh, Tom, please, can you let me know the sneaker guy? My son wants to start this. His name is Saros, Soros. His actual name's Tim, but goes by Saros. Trader Saros. He runs a community called Arbitrage Empire. I've met him many times. I've been to his house. I've met his family. He met my ex-girlfriend. When I first heard about him, I literally said, "I'm booking a ticket this day to come meet you." And he's like, "Okay." I was like, "Okay, I'm flying over." So like a month later, I went over and met him. But he's really good. He did 7 million last year on 1 hour a week, which is incredible. A 10% net margin, so 700K net profits, 7 million. And I know that because we built half his team, which helped him develop, which is really good. So absolutely love it. But he's really good, really, really good. Right, Facebook user, retail arbitrage and A2A, Amazon to Amazon flips in the UK is still doing really well. Woo! Come on, Ahmed, we know what we're doing now. Just hard work in comparison to OA. Everyone wants it on a plate, but mentality isn't conducive towards or conductive towards success. Thoughts, Ahmed?
Yeah, hard work. I never done it. Actually, A2A, never done it. Retail arbitrage, I tried. I've done a lot. Now, not anymore. Retail arbitrage, I tried twice. Once on my own, once with my daughter. I said, no, let's get out. It's not for us. No, I don't like it.
I think my only advice for everyone is stop trying to think of anything as easy. Like, if you just go into it going, this is going to be hard work, and I accept that, and I will do it, then you'll probably be fine. But it's because you think it's easy, because you're watching maybe the Ahmed and me or someone else with the Lamborghini, I don't know, thinking it's going to be easy. Like, then you give yourself like an unrealistic expectation of what reality is. So just expect it to be really hard work. And when everyone says it's easy, just go, it's not. I make it look easy. But like I've just told you, Fast Track FBA is not easy. It's a lot of work. I promise you that. But by the way, if it is easy and you're willing to work hard, then my God, you're going to have outside returns. So just work hard anyway. That's the answer. Jesse mentions, hi guys. What do you do when you bought some, quantity of one ASIN and suddenly the price tanks or Amazon joined the party and put the price in at the amount that you bought them for? So basically, you're losing money now, even if you check Keeper and there were no issues before. Ahmed, what do you do?
It can happen. It can happen. If this happens, you have to analyze what is the stock level of the ones who tank the prices. Of course, if you see 5 sellers with 900 in stock, and looking at the number of sales, of course, you need to take into account how fast it's selling, how much stock they have, and then you decide, are you willing to wait to sell out, then the price to recover? Or if you think, judging by the situation, the current situation, and you think, okay, it's gonna take, or this listing is dead for life, then I would just sell out and move on. Things can happen, but assuming that there was no issues before. Assuming if there were issues before, I would just slap myself and I would say, why you didn't check Keepa properly?
Yeah, I think I don't know if my internet's playing up a bit, but yeah, I agree with you. And I think also as well, try not to go more than 5% of your asset value, that's cash and credit, into any one ASIN. So therefore, like you're always going to have an ASIN that goes bad. You can do everything right, and the market can change. You know, that's the nature of it. So just be like mindful. But the one thing we do in our business, which I think is really like we've really implemented, and this is actually from Saros, we learned this, the $10 million guy. Every single day, my sources analyze a previously purchased product which is now sold, and they're looking at one key metric, which is, did they predict the sell price correct? I.e., did it go up in price, or did it stay level, or did it go down? And if it went down, it's a bad prediction. If it stayed the same or went up, it was a good prediction. And what we're really trying to do is just refine their ability to analyze Keeper, constantly looking at it. So they're looking at, we bought this, I thought it was going to sell for that, because in our SKUs in the USS we record the sell price, and then how well did we predict it? So if they mess up, cool, like it's going to happen, but what did you learn is the important thing. So we don't keep making the same mistakes. And on the inverse, if it went well, cool, why did it go well? What else could we do from that? So that's really important. And then if you want to know, on the purchasing manager side, we look at one key metric, which is how much stock do we have in sale, or how what's the days from purchase date to sell price? We're looking about, it should be about 2 months worth of, it should be 2 months from the day we buy to the day we sell out. So if it's beyond that, we've got too much stock. And if it's way behind that, we've got too little. And we have about a 2 week either side. So it's kind of like, if we sell out within a month of purchase date, we just did not buy enough stock. What did we learn? How can we buy more next time? That's one of the questions. Or if if it's a dead stock and it's there, like why did we buy too many? What did we not realize? And if you want to know a really like next level tip, we record a Loom video of every single product that we buy at purchase. So when they do this analysis, we not only record the analysis, when they feed back, they also share the original Loom video, so that we've watched the Loom video and then go, here's what we thought was going to happen, here's what actually happened, here's what we learned. So that's a really important thing, and we do that every single day. So that's like quite game changing. Let's kind of jump through. Ravi says, Ahmed, I've taken time off sourcing, invested lots of time into systems and processes, so I can create a really easy flow to this FBA madness. Is this a good thing to do? Ahmed, what are your thoughts?
System and process, so I can get a really
just do it, or build systems and processes.
Create system and processes while you are doing it.
Agreed.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's.
I sit down, like I talk a lot with Gavin, and a lot of time he's like, Tom, stop building systems. I'm like, sorry. It's because I have so many staff. I'm just so used to doing it. But at a fundamental level, just do it and document it as you're going. Make it really bullet point. And then the next time you do it, come back and add to it. Next time you come back to it. You're just constantly sharpening the axe. And if you find a better way of doing it, fantastic. Like that's the important thing. But don't like sit there for weeks on end building all the systems, because like you just want to do it as you go. And by the way, get in the habit of updating it as you go. Why? Because the processes you write today will not be the same as they should be in 5 years' time. So you've got to just constantly be updating them. That's the point. Ahmed, OA or wholesale?
It depends. It depends. Can you do OA? I will start OA in the beginning. It depends on your budget. It depends where do you live. Yeah. So if you can buy OA with no issues, like any other USA resident, and you have a low budget, 5,000-10,000, OA 100%, full OA. And slowly, I will transition into wholesale. But it all comes down to, as I said, the first two, where do you live? Are you able to do OA, and the budget and the knowledge? Okay, because when you buy from wholesalers, you're not going to buy 1, 2, 3, 5 units. Most of the time you have to buy packs, layers, pallets, and you don't want to, with very limited knowledge, to jump into wholesale and get stuck with few pallets. Okay, like it happened to me when I studied wholesale. Yeah, start OA, then slowly transition to wholesale when you feel ready.
Agreed. Generally, I'd say go into wholesale when you can't spend any more money in OA and you're running out of time. And that could, and like, you probably got a VA at least 1 or 2 at that point, and you're like, okay, cool. It's like, okay, we can do it. But generally, I'd also say go into wholesale once you understand the niche that you're interested in, because there's thousands of OA products to go after, millions. Just like be like, hey, I want to do this. I want to do sneakers, for example. Cool. Then you go into wholesale sneakers. Just buy more of what you already know. That's the important thing. Last thing you want to do is start buying deep on products you have no experience in. That's called a disaster. Natalie says, agree, 10K. Ahmed, looks like you just hit the nail on the head. Absolutely love it. Someone says, can I run a business in the UK and USA at the same time? If you're talking about 2 Amazon selling accounts, the answer is yes. So I have a UK selling account and a USA selling account, and obviously both businesses as well. But what you shouldn't do is they shouldn't be selling on the same. They shouldn't be selling on the same marketplace. So my UK company won't sell on the US, and my US company won't sell on the UK. But if they do sell on the same marketplace, they should definitely not be selling like the same brands. Like if you get caught on the same listings, it's a big, big red flag. But you can actually have multiple accounts on the same marketplace selling, but it gets a bit complex. So I won't answer that here. Ahmed, can you do private label with 1K? Someone's trying to explain to people that they can't.
Yeah, never done private label. And from what I understand, you need more budget, but it's not my area. I don't know.
Yeah, agreed. Like you could do it, but you got to get really lucky. It's probably not going to work. Terry mentioned, is the VAT threshold measured against individual company, and can I have multiple currencies operating below the VAT threshold? There is something called the separation of VAT. I think it is, don't quote me. But if you have the same companies doing the same type of business, it's called artificial separation of companies, which is basically like if you have the same businesses doing the same operation, and there's no justification why they should not be one company rather than separate, then HMRC may see it as an artificial separation of the business for the purposes of staying under that threshold, which will basically cause a fine, and B, you'll have to pay the VAT anyway. And it will look, and it's like, I think it's quite hefty. Like it's a big red flag. So if you're like doing like for me, I've got a service company and I've got an e-commerce company, absolutely fine. But if I had 3 e-commerce companies all selling the same types of products, all under the VAT threshold, that would be like, there's no reason, unless they're like different brands. That would be the only reason. Let's kind of jump through. Caroline said, I'm doing OA and RA, wanting to add wholesale, but it's hard to create a new account with the good ones, good prices. Ahmed, thoughts? How do you get good prices from wholesalers? Please tell me the gold.
Why it's hard? Why it's hard? Like hard? Why? We need to know the reason why it's hard, because we don't know anything. It's hard. Okay, why? You need to know why and work on that. Is because you are telling them from the beginning, I'm an Amazon seller? Is because you are not VAT registered, or I don't know. We need to know the reason. I have loads of wholesalers with great prices. Actually, now I'm 100% wholesale. So no more OA. I'm not saying I'm not gonna do it again, but at the moment, for the past few months, fully wholesale. Before I was like 50-50. It's not hard.
If I give you, it's right. No, it's right. If I give you some statistics from that I know of from wholesalers in the US, so a really good interview I did with a guy called Dan 1000 Asons. He does 12 million a year, and of that 12 million, he has 100 suppliers, and of those 100 suppliers, 6 give him 6 million a year. So when we look at the distribution of great suppliers to not great suppliers, it's going to be like a few key suppliers will do really well. Now, I think also as well, I understand his funnel. So he says that every 100 wholesaler he contacts, about 60% he'll get accounts with, of which only about 10% overall will be of like, we'll probably place an order. And then after that, we'll probably continue working with 5%. And by the way, this is the guy who calls them up and says, hi, I want to order container as his opening kind of like line. Like that's pretty insane. He drops 100 grand on the first order. So Carolina, I'd probably just say for you, it's just a numbers game. You've got to open up more wholesalers. You've got to just keep going through them. You will get there, but it takes time. And by the way, like you might find that one of the old ones, you check back again, like, wow, these guys are actually quite good now. Keep doing it. If I live in Europe, Ahmed, I think you're more attuned to that than I am. I'm further away than you. Do I need a VVM for placing orders with distributors? You do wholesale now, 100%.
Yeah, distributors from where? From Europe or from the United States? Because if they're from Europe, you don't need any VPN. Unless you want to search for distributors. Yes, when you search for wholesalers we will play with the VPN. Why? Because if I want the distributors from Italy, I like to have VPN on with Italian IP. But yeah, you don't know if you look for suppliers in Europe.
Yeah, I don't like. For me, we started doing wholesale, but that's not really an issue in the US because everything's credit transactions. So like they'll talk to you fine, but if you don't pay them the money, you ain't getting anything. So like that's the funny one. And obviously, the moment you get on the phone to them, they know you're not like some kind of foreign national. Like they know should we say they know you're English or they know where you come from, and you can have the conversation. That's what really builds the relationship when you're doing wholesale, rather than like looking at your IP address. IP address is more about retail sales because there's a lot of fraudulent online. So that's the point. Sales Gazer, that's the right one. Is that right, Ahmed?
Yeah. That's me actually writing. Yeah.
Oh, that's you.
The one.
Giving away the secrets. So everyone, you got to donate $5 to Ahmed for the secrets given away. One important question from both of you, or both: how do you people purchase the products in OA in bulk quantity? I.e., is Clinique brand, NL brand, any specific vendor searching outside the USA? If yes, how to manage invoice issues? Thoughts, Ahmed?
I do wholesale, and there are retailers where you can buy in bulk with no issues. One example is everyone knows Superdrug, for example. Okay, just an example. There are many others. And
not Superdrug. You just given away my best supplier. Go
on. And any specific vendor searching outside the USA? I don't get the question. Sorry. And the last one,
how do you buy in bulk? That's the answer.
How I'm buying? I'm just ordering. If they don't accept it, before, when I was doing OA, if they were not accepting, they were canceling orders. Either the quantity was too high per order, no problem. I was doing multiple orders until I was getting banned. I'm banned on many retail stores. Not like I'm even banned Ocado, Asda, Tesco, all these retailers that I was using for my personal needs. I can't order from them. It's such a pain now.
Food. I'm starving.
They all ban me. Look, another retailers and manage invoice issues. I don't get the question.
It's like, do you have issues with invoices? Like, I suspect not. Like we've been banned from the Hut. When we did the UK, we got banned from the Hut group massive, like 5 years ago, I think it was. It's horrendous. It's just like
no. Yeah. So with the invoices, like you order from a retailer. Let's assume you do online arbitrage. You order from a retailer, you get suspended, banned. Okay, you don't order from them. You order from them, and you have issues with the invoices, like Superdrug. It's so hard to get invoices from them. Just don't order from them if you're not happy with the way they send the invoices or the invoice how it looks like, or maybe they don't give any invoice. Another thing is, I purchased a lot from retailers who were not giving any invoice, but an order confirmation, which works great. I even got Ungated with order confirmations in the brand. Yes, I appealed all kinds of violations with order confirmations. Very important to keep the order confirmation. Don't go above £250, Tom. Am I right? So you okay?
Yes,
you good with HMRC?
Simplified that.
Yeah. And when you're not happy for whatever reason with one supplier, retail store, move to someone else. There is always a solution. Don't get stuck on because I see this a lot in the groups. Invoices, issues. Guys, there are millions of retailers issuing proper invoice. There is always a solution. Don't get stuck. Like, okay, so what? You got banned in the hand group. So what? There are so many other retailers. Or move wholesale, and no more issues. Solutions, guys. Always solutions.
It's just going to take, it's hard work. That's it. Welcome to it. If it's hard for you, it's hard for everyone else. So that means if you can get over it, voila, you're going to win. Natalie says, thank you. Natalie also says, I'll not name drop you. Feel free to name drop me. Me and like Saros get on really well. Like I voice memo him very regularly. He's really good. He's really like, he's an amazing guy. Right, let's go through. What are your plans to manage the low inventory level fees? Ahmed, on you. Take it away. What are you doing?
Okay. The
Give us
first
the
thing what I've done was to increase the cost in Seller MP, the prep cost in Seller MP and Seller Assistant app. I use these two softwares, and I love them.
Yep.
I added 0.5 on top of my actual prep cost. However, the low inventory fee, depending on the age, it can go up to, depending on the size and age, it can go up to, if it's standard, 0.98, something like that. If it's between 0 and 14 days. To keep it simple, sorry, my communication skills is so bad. You already noticed this, sorry. And yeah, so I added the 0.5 on top of my prep cost, and I'm focusing more on high value items, so I can cover all the costs.
Yeah,
yes,
I think
all the fees.
Couple of things. Number one, your communication skills are excellent, as demonstrated by the fact you're on a live stream. Most people will be like, "Oh my god, I would never do this." So, honestly, from me and everyone watching, thank you so much. Number two, in regards to the inventory fee, exactly the same as you increasing the fee. The one other thing which we've done that you did not mention is that I didn't know how it was going to play out, so I created a brand new rule called hover above the buy box. And so basically, whenever we feel anything's going to be low inventory fee, I just hover it slightly high to slow down the rate of sales so that the 28-day kind of fee rating looks pretty good. So we're doing a process internally whereby, like, on a Friday, we'll just have a look at what was it last week, or like Monday, Tuesday, should we say, what was it last week? Oh, it's getting close to the 28 days. It's between like 28 and 35. Change the rule from normal to above buy box. So then it will just slow down the sales. So the week after it won't be as good. And then what we're trying to do is time it. We're thinking, not sure, that one day when there's not that stock, we might be like, right, crash the buy box, get it sold quickly in the week so you don't pay the fees, if that's going to work. But like, we're still just trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Like, yeah, again, no fees have even been paid yet, so I'm not too sure. Someone mentioned, Caroline, so how do you record searching or analyzing? So I think this is coming back to my point. We pay for Loom, and basically every time it's not so much not searching, it's only analyzing a deal by my purchasing manager. So when my purchasing manager is analyzing a deal, she'll just click record, analyze a deal. If it's a shit deal, she'll stop, explain why, press stop, send it back to the sources to say rubbish deal, because if it's a good deal, then we save it to our buy sheet. And then that way, whenever something goes wrong, we can go back and watch what we thought. We can review the analysis at the time of purchase and to say, why did it go wrong? And it might be the case that we did nothing wrong, so that's absolutely fine. Ahmed, I want to know your views about the doubt that your supplier is jumping on the same listing as you every time you purchase a new product and the number of the sellers increase. Also, is it a good idea to use a prep center of an Amazon seller? Don't you think the prep centers just get complete COVID? Sorry. Don't you think prep centers get complete information on supplier and products and nothing is hidden, and how to avoid this risk? Yes, great question. Very common one. Thoughts, Ahmed? Take it away.
I remember when I was doing OA in the UK, I was buying from Cocon Center and I was selling on the same listing as Cocon Center. I'm not sure, guys, if you've seen them selling. Yes. If the supplier is jumping on a listing, then it really depends how they act on a listing. Are they crushing the listings? They are destroying your listings? Then, of course, it looks like you are sure that they jumping on every single listing, every single product that you're buying from them, then stop working with them, I guess. The number of sellers increasing, it happens because we need to know that there are hundreds of thousands of sellers, maybe, or thousands of sellers in the UK alone, or whatever. There are lots of sellers. Every single seller have VAs, or most of the sellers have VAs. Everyone is searching for the same products, same stores. So it's normal for the sellers to increase. Because I see in the group saying, I'm sure my VA is sharing the deals. It's not always the case. It's not always the case. It's just, it happens. Who do you think you are? It's only you finding the deals. Yeah, there will be many listings where maybe you have no competitors no one is finding those deals, but maybe most of the deals they're found by most of the people. Let's not forget that there are Discord groups where people are sharing deals, and on top of that, of course, there are VAs who are sharing deals. it's normal. You don't really have control over it, to be honest. You're not the only one. This is why it's better to work on getting the best prices. This is why I prefer to work with suppliers and go deep to create a relationship with the suppliers. You can even create a relationship with a retailer, if you know. Yeah, I had some sort of relations with some retailers. I'm giving too much? No, I hope no. It's a good idea to use a prep center. For me, yes. I don't like prepping. I don't like having my own warehouse, doing my own prep. And the prep center getting complete info from you have no control over it. I don't think a prep center would just stay there and recording every single product and supplier that they see. I don't think so. And I'm sure they get to a level, to a stage. Maybe they're doing this, but then they will have too many information. Okay, what I'm supposed to do with all these informations. I wouldn't worry about everything, like to get to that extreme.
I'm just going to sort my camera out, but I agree with you. Like, there's so much information out there that people, it's not, I wouldn't really worry too much. Like, I'd say just focus on your business and you'll be fine. And if you keep noticing every single deal gets purchased, then like maybe try a different prep center, or like you could ship some products to a different prep center and see if they don't get purchased. And if they do, then you're like, it's not the prep center, it's something else. So like it's a process of elimination. So really, really good. Okay, let's go and jump through because Tom, are you okay to carry on? I appreciate time, Ahmed. You know, it's getting
it's fine. It's fine. I love it. I love it.
Cool. I'm gonna sneeze you. I'm so gonna sneeze. Sorry. Right. I've been doing Keeper product sourcing lately. It's very helpful. The only problem I've got are products are far more cheaper on inside Amazon than on the supplier website. Have you encountered this?
A lot. Yes, it's normal. Nothing new. It's normal. Another thing that I've done quite well and is when I was doing storefront stocking, for example, or when I was just looking at some products, I could know from only by looking at the product itself, I knew this is not an OA product. This is definitely wholesale. I don't know how to explain this, but it's just the feelings. You know, when you go to a storefront, oh, this guy is wholesale. Look at the products. I think this comes when you have OA experience and you know what type of products you can find at profitable price, right? I'm a very emotional guy and person, and most of the things I've done I've done based on feelings. Now I'm trying to be more rational. I'm trying. I don't promise I'll be. Yeah, it's just more master sourcing better. And if someone is selling those products at a profitable price, then it must be a supplier somewhere for that product. If it was that easy, everyone would just find products and sell, like, you know.
I think if I give you a really good statistic, I think maybe like when you check 100 products, you might find one that is profitable. Like, and I'm not even saying you would buy it, but like just on the ROI and profit calculation, you might be like, that's profitable. Like, so you've got to do a lot of checking, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's going to happen. Amazon is pretty cheap the majority of the time. So hope that makes sense. Ahmed and Tom, are you guys still in the USA or planning to go again if you stopped? No plans at the moment. I like having a simple life. I did a very big public announcement about I shut down my UK business and everyone was quite shocked. So I quite enjoy not having any kind of public announcements I have to put out. So, and also doing less work. It's so much easier. Why? Because we can do so much more. And if you don't know, for me, we're selling on the US and I'm also looking at Walmart as well. So 2 distribution on the same marketplace rather than different marketplaces. So that's another area. Ahmed, yourself?
Not planning to sell in the UK. However, I'm working on a private label project. And if that goes well, UK is going to be one of the first marketplaces where my private label products will be sold. But otherwise, OA and wholesale, no chance. Not at the moment.
Cool, fantastic. Let me kind of jump through. So Isaac carried on and said, what actions do you do about it? I don't know if it's a criteria that I put in Keeper. You just got to keep sourcing. 1 in 100, you got to check 100 deals. One of them might be profitable. Doesn't mean you're actually going to buy it. And then you're going to start getting better. And by the way, when you're doing your sourcing, the key problem you have right now in sourcing, this is for everyone, is the problem is you have too many deals to analyze. So it's not a problem of like, oh, I can't find any profitable deals. Yes, of course it is. But the real question you should be asking is, how can I chop off big chunks of this? How can I stop looking at this area? And a good example of this would be like niching down. So if you like, out of the whole Amazon catalog, well, I just focus on sneakers. Cool. Well, I just focus on sneakers of these 3 brands, and I do these 4 colors. And all of a sudden, you're just chopping off big chunks of the Amazon. And then every time you analyze, now you might be getting like 2 in 100 deals, which are now profitable. So try and think about not so much where do I find the deals, but try and think about where do I get rid of the bad products and how can I chop that off? That's a really good way to think about it. Ahmed, let's jump through to you. How do you source reputable wholesale suppliers? We mentioned this earlier. Give us the 3 bullet points, quick fire.
How do I source wholesalers? Oh, okay.
Not reputable ones. How do you I think we did the checking for reputable, didn't we, before?
How do you source? Yeah. How do I source? Okay. 1, email the brands and ask for suppliers. 2nd, I like to use Google. Use the barcode of the product and keywords. And another one is use Google, category, and the keywords like supplier, wholesalers, see prices. I try to use keywords which are being used a lot by the wholesalers. Why the barcode? Because suppliers are working with barcodes. So if you I discovered myself while I was sourcing from for a product. I added the barcode and then some keywords. Sometimes only the barcode, and boom, wholesalers selling those products. Yeah, that's it. I hope it helps.
Cool, I love it. Here's a good one. I think this is you, Ahmed. I started a private label with only £1,000. Woohoo! Well done. And have 3 SKUs alongside OA and wholesale. Cool. I'd probably say I think you're going way too wide and not deep enough in any one area. But Ahmed, thoughts?
3 SKUs. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Like £1,000 private label. I don't know private label. Sorry, I can't say anything. Yeah.
If your OA business and your wholesale business are like booming and you've got a team in place running it, I think fantastic. Well done for doing a private label and doing it for £1,000 for 3 SKUs. Great. But I think if your OA and your wholesale business still require you to be spending, let's define it as more than 10, more than, and definitely no more than 20 hours a week, then I'd probably say I think it would have been better to focus on the OA and wholesale and continue to grow that rather than look at another business model. And the reason why I say this to anyone is the fact that you just have to learn new skills, and the more times you learn skills, the more breadth you get, but not domain knowledge. And if you think about it, like in any profession or anything we do, junior doctors get paid the least, neurosurgeons get paid the most, because they have depth of knowledge and the skills, and that's where you get paid. And same as in business. If you know one niche really well, Mark Zuckerberg knows how to connect people on social networks. He gets paid really, really well for it. But like if you're a handyman, an Amazon seller, and the pool cleaner, you probably won't get paid as much as Mark Zuckerberg. So just kind of like, that's my mindset. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but that's how I think about the problem. Caroline says, how the websites track order, IP address, credit card. Simple. Every time you make a payment through Stripe, it records your IP address, your location, loads of information about you. I see it on our Stripe payment processor, and then it will do red flag tripping. So I hope that makes sense. Jesse says, thanks for all the knowledge. Facebook user, Jesse, obviously you're more than welcome to. Thank you for joining, by the way. Sorry, just kind of jumped through that. Facebook user, Ahmed, I've been selling in the USA for less than a year. Will I still be affected by the low inventory fees?
Yes, everyone. In the USA, Canada, if I'm not wrong. And do you know about Mexico?
Are you affected if you're a new seller? I'm not sure if you do, or it could be the fact that it's a new ASIN.
It looks like someone told me. I'm not sure if it's real, but if it's a new seller below 12 months, then you don't get charged low inventory fee, but I'm not sure.
I'm not 100%. Obviously, it's still quite new, so just be mindful. You have to read. The reason is I don't really even think about that because obviously I've been selling over a year, so it's irrelevant to me. So I'm like, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but have a look, Mr. or Mrs. Facebook user. So, Ahmed, one for you, sir. I love this, sir. You didn't get my question about invoices. I'm also use confirmation emails as invoices. Haha. Reezy, by the way, got ungated with a blank sheet of paper once. I thought that was quite funny. I'm not asking how to manage invoices. I'm asking about such brands in the USA. When I start finding suppliers, there's no supplier in the USA, even retailers too. So from there, other suppliers purchase inventory, any hidden techniques they use, and sellers have high quantities, but I'm sure they're not doing wholesale, any international sourcing. Oh my God, this is like, I don't know the answer. Like, you have to find the supplier that will do it. Thoughts?
I don't have to. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Find supplier. Just like, I can't guarantee it. Like some of the niche brands, like, I don't know, Tom's Tea Special that I've just launched. Obviously, you're not going to find a supplier for that in America or in the UK, for example. But you would do it in, like, as you say, you know, if you can't find a supplier in America, you're probably going to have to do brand direct manufacturer, because the product probably doesn't really even sell on Amazon, if that makes sense. I think I'd be very surprised to find products not selling on Amazon.com, or I'd be very surprised to find products that sell on Amazon.com in a good enough quantity that we would want to resell them, but yet no one else sells them. That doesn't sound right. Like, I've never seen that in the history of, like, even in the UK, I've never seen it. You'll always find some wholesaler, manufacturer, or brand in the country. So I would probably suggest then that you haven't found the supplier rather than trying to go international. And then your problem about international is that under Amazon supply chain, they state the region where the supply chain has to come from. So once you start going outside of the country, it starts getting really complex, and your likelihood of, like, getting the order approved, it just comes, like, exponentially harder. And by the way, I'm dealing with it right now. Amazon themselves have said your product is authentic, and I've given them, you know, the email, but they said you still got an authentic complaint. I'm like, you're just stupid, Amazon. So, like, they're not the easiest to do.
Just more work to find the suppliers, because there are suppliers in the USA selling these brands. You just need to do a bit more work. We need to be aware that there are suppliers, big companies, who are not promoting themselves. You can't find them in that easy. It's hard. It's not going to come up on Google search. It's not CEO thing, or, you know, being everywhere promoting themselves, because they don't need that. They massive. They have huge clients.
Cool.
You need to find them.
Okay, fantastic. I've got one here. How did you build a relationship with retailers? My advice: email, phone call. It's kind of like, how do you build a relationship with anyone? You just get talking. That's it. Hi, can I order more of this? Cool. That's it. It's quite a nuanced thing, but if you can get on the phone, it's going to make a big difference. It's just sales. Would you agree?
I know people who are really great at retailer arbitrage, and they go in store, they create a relationship with the department manager or the floor manager, and, you know, they even got to a point where the manager is calling the seller, look, we have this, we're going to receive this, I'm going to stop everything for you, and, you know, that kind. I'm talking about very known retailers, okay, very known big retailers. So yeah, create a relationship by call, as you said, or face to face. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it's really funny when you call them up and be like, hi, we want to place a big order. And they're like, yes, let me put you through to the wholesale department. And you're like, whoa, there's this whole secret department back there that I didn't even know about. They're like, hi, how much would you like to buy? You're like, I can only buy 6 on the website. They're like, blows your mind. Someone says, very informative session. So, Ahmed, from me to everyone here and you, just want to say thank you very much for joining me and you and us on the thing. So thank you for the information. Great informative session. You woke up early just for it. My God, where were you? California or something, or Japan? Like, wow, woke up early. Terry says, Tom, this may be a stupid question, but is your training course 47 for a one-off payment or 47 per month? So it's on a discount right now, normally 97, but it's 47 per month. So, and you get 3 calls per week with that. 1 with me, group session, and 2 with my staff, group session. And we do a lot of bring your deal in and we'll analyze it. So that's really, really helpful. That's the top Amazon seller program when you go in. Let's kind of jump through. Low inventory fee, Ahmed. So the low inventory fee won't apply to the following: new professional seller for the first 365 days after the first inventory receive date. So that's good. So thank you very much, Facebook user, for sharing that one. That's really good. And I see you do a note there. And then Natalie says that won't That won't be for low inventory fees. That's only for new listings created. Okay. So, okay, interesting. So you have to create a new listing for it to apply. Okay, fine. So interesting. I'm guessing that they're trying to figure out the sales velocity of the listings and encourage people to bring new products to market, which is useful, especially like Chinese sellers, like especially seasonal ones. That's going to be a big kind of area, isn't it? A big problem. Okay, let's do invoices. What are the requirements on invoices? I do OA, and retailers usually do not issue proper invoices. Per example, the invoice does not contain the vendor's address. Is that okay? Ahmed, take it away.
I thought all invoices have to contain the vendor's address, or I'm wrong. All the suppliers I'm working on, even retailers, on all the confirmations or invoices, I can see the VAT number, I can see the address, I can see my billing address, shipping address, I think shipping address too, the title of the product, the quantity. So I'm quite surprised no vendor's address. Never seen this, or maybe I missed it.
Yeah, agreed. I would just go back to them. It might be that it isn't actually a proper invoice. If you're doing in the UK, the government website does actually state what has to be on an invoice, so you can just reference back to that. But generally speaking, like even in the US, they'll provide all the information. So I'll just go back to them and be like, hi, you don't have your address on there. Sometimes you might find the address is down the bottom. So that is still valid because it's on the bottom, but it just might not be at the top. But just be mindful of that. That's the thing. Someone yesterday, Ahmed, discovered my leads list. Wow. They don't understand how it works. Tokens, can you explain? So I'll try and do this quickly because I appreciate I'm not here to sell. At a fundamental level, leads lists give you deals per day. We do it slightly differently. You buy tokens from us, and then my team find deals every day, and you get to see all the deals, but we hide the name of the product, the ASIN and supplier, and the supplier link. But we show you everything on our platform. And if you like the look of the keeper chart, the sales, the profitability, we calculate it all for you, then you can exchange those tokens to unlock the deal. Now, if there's any problem with the deal, i.e. gated or out of stock or the price has changed, it's not profitable anymore, you can get a refund within the first 4 hours. Very simple, it's instantaneous. But the idea is that if you're not using the deals every day, then you don't really want them. So why are we why are we giving them to you? So we'd rather just give them to the people who want to buy them. And then obviously when you buy them, you unlock them. The two advantages we have is one, that you have a Slack feed, so you can see all the deals come in every day. So you can just click on it and go through to the website and unlock them if you like it. But number two, because we're only really selling them to the people who want to buy them, we reduce down the number of people who actually buy them. So in the UK, we share it with 5 people, and in the USA, each deal was shared with 10 people. So that's really, really helpful. So it is a bit different. We use a token system, and if you pay for 1 month's worth of tokens, and you cancel your subscription, the tokens will remain in your account for 3 months. So you don't have to spend them all on day one. You can spend them over a period of time that's going to work for your business and your cash flow. So a little bit different, but yeah, that's our leads. Let's kind of jump through. Almost every day, we see that rules, fees are changing. And recently, we saw a few famous brands are restricted to sell. So considering all the factors, do you think it's a good idea to start working on private label? Ahmed, thoughts?
I don't really like to answer to this type of questions, to be honest, because I don't know what is better for every single individual. Everyone is different. Do you like private label? Do you feel so? Have you done any research? Do you feel it's for you? Do you have the budget? Do you know what you're doing? Then it might be for you. And here is like you mentioned here, famous brands are restricted. Okay, there are still millions of. I have over 1,000 different ASINs I'm selling. So there's still loads of brands, and look into selling somewhere else. Like, I mean, Clinic, yeah, it's been restricted, but you can still sell it in different places. One example. However, to keep it simple, there are still loads of brands, and don't go deep. Don't go deep. And when you see that a brand has become restricted, check if that brand is part of any group. So if it's part of any group, then be careful. If you still can sell those brands and you still want to sell those brands, that just don't go deep, just in case anything happens. Like for now, Clinic is being gated, restricted. I expect all the other brands from the same group to follow soon, very soon. However, I'm still selling some of the brands which are from the same group. but I'm not going deep. For me, it's worthy to still do wholesale and not private label at the moment. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. So if I just touch on the Clinique one, something that we kind of figured out, realized a while ago, like obviously Amazon gated everyone on Clinique, kicked everyone off, and then started selling it themselves at a higher price. But what was interesting, it wasn't actually Amazon, it was Clinique who wanted it, or the Estee Lauder. So what it looks like is that Estee Lauder now might be coming in and taking over all of the listings and going purely on their thing. So we've seen it with Clinique. It could, like, we don't know if it could just be Clinique. It could be all the other ones. We don't know, but obviously that is a consideration. I think whether it be fees, whether it be brand gatings, with all these things going on, the marketplace is always changing, and it will always change going forward. But for some weird reason, that more people are now making more money than ever before in the market because it's bigger and more accepted. So if you are willing to do the work, I think you'd be fine. But you've just got to But if you ever expect Amazon to stay the same, it won't. And if you expect Amazon to increase their fees over the coming years, I would put so much money on it, it'd be stupid. I'd be very surprised if Amazon ever brings their fees down, like they did recently with the FBA, increased it with the low inventory fee. Like, generally speaking, everything's going to get more expensive. That's just life. It does happen, and it's going to get harder. But there will always be, ironically, like, I can guarantee that, but also as well, there is more opportunity now than there has ever been in the whole history of time. So, like, yes, there's more complexity, but like, there's more chance to make money right now. My God, you can be on TikTok and like be a millionaire from TikTok. You couldn't do that 20 years ago. Life's changing. You could even do the Amazon, review program where you review stuff on your phone and record videos and get paid. I know people making 5 figures a month off that. Right, Ahmed, how do you manage your cash flow?
No, please don't ask me this.
I can do this one if you want.
This must be some of my friends asking this question, because everyone knows it's a mess. Cash flow, it's a mess.
Do you want me to answer how I do it?
Please, you are the master in this. You know this very well.
I build systems forever. So long story short, we have a cash flow spreadsheet we use, and you can buy it. It's like $40. Fundamental level, every Monday, actually Sunday night my time, I go around to every single bank account we have, and I take a screenshot of the balances and all the transactions, really the balances. My team put all the balances onto the spreadsheet. Number 2, we put in all of the expenditures coming up over the next 4 weeks. Number 3, or should we say part of number 1, we actually do the disbursement. We know Amazon says like you've got like 100,000, and then you click disperse, and it only gives you 50,000. You're like, thanks, Amazon. So you know that next week you're probably going to get the other 50,000, but we drop 20% off that as well to reduce it down. And then we take the rough run rate, so we know that over the next 4 weeks, how much have we got coming in the bank account every day. So we know bank statements right now, we know our income and we know our expenditure, and we plot it basically on a table. And then we can see the money coming in and out. And then basically the sheet allows you to put in a figure, and it will basically go, if you've spent too much money, it will go red, or it will stay green. So we kind of go as high as we can, and that's called our maximum safe limit. So we know that we can spend this week up to that amount and still pay all our bills. And then that number, my admin team communicate to my purchasing manager, and we record it on a sheet or tracker, which is basically available spend. And then her job is to spend it all. So that's good. And then we have a process whereby if the cash flow ever goes negative, so we have one main bank balance, that's ever going to go negative, we have a process where my admin VAs have to not only show the cash flow sheet that you do every week, tell me where to move money, but they have to write in capital letters 3 times in color, red, red, red. And that's my warning of like, there's something big problem. Tom actually now needs to look at the cash flow. Like most of the time, I'm like, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. So they tell me how to move the money, but that's how we manage it. And that's with credit cards, supplier credit, and everything else. So it's quite useful. I'll do a webinar on it one day. Ahmed, East Coast, Central, or West Coast, which has the quickest check-in times? I have no idea.
No idea. I wanted to mention something, but I was muted, sorry. Regarding the cash flow, you have a sheet to manage the cash flow, but after the live, we're going to post all the resources so people can look into it.
Cool. I will get that posted in your group as well. I don't know about this one, East Coast, West Coast, or Central. I really don't know. I have no clue. Sorry. Let's go. I purchased 10 units from Funko.com to ungate the brand, but when I was surprised, the invoice does not contain Funko's address. As a result, it's not accepted by Amazon. It's me that asked the question of the invoice requirements. You practically find a Funko distributor or wholesaler. That'd be it. Yeah, you can't. The brand is under no obligation to give you an invoice which Amazon accepts. So that's it. Like they are no, because you're a retail purchaser, not a thing. So go find a thing. I think it's Rosie's saying Avon is doing the same. Damn it. Like annoying. It does happen. But then, by the way, this is good because if you can overcome it and find a proper retailer or distributor, then no one else can do it. So you now know what you're doing. Someone says, love you, Ahmed. Hey, Ahmed, love you. Woohoo! If you love Ahmed, give us a big thumbs up and a love heart. It'd be brilliant. Get the love. What if a product on your leads list, but I don't like the product? When will I be refunded the token right? So if you do the refund within 4 hours, you're fine. After that, it has to go manual, which my team have to manually review. So that's on our leads list. Romania, love you. Go, Ahmed. Okay. What are your tips for new sellers to get ungating brands like Dove or Tide? Not hard. I have been purchasing products from US suppliers, but Amazon always rejects giving the reason of supplier verification or something asking for supplier information we've been able to get. Amazon does not contact supplier for verification, so it's physical presence in the warehouse. Ahmed, thoughts? I might be able to give a bit of advice.
Yeah, it looks like in the past at least 12 months, it's getting harder to get ungated as a new seller for some reasons. Amazon is just showing it's either rejecting every single application or it's saying not qualify. In the beginning, I didn't know what it was that, but my understanding is your account is too new. If another thing is with Amazon, most of the things, this is my belief, I might be wrong, sorry, Tom, please correct me. I believe that most of the things on Amazon are random. What I mean by that is, you gave an example, Tom. You appealed the violation, then you couldn't get ungated, right? With the same invoice, something like that, right? Or you couldn't. You mentioned it.
No, I literally appealed the violation, and they replied back saying, "Thank you very much. We've accepted your appeal, and you now may continue." But the violation's still there.
Still there.
And
okay.
Like,
no.
What?
You can apply. You can fight a violation. You can apply for ungating the same informations with the same informations 1, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and get rejected. The 4th time, someone else is checking. All good. It happened to me. It happens to so many people. Keep applying. Make sure you highlight the important information. Make sure that everything is matching. And if the only reason is the supplier can't get verified, which is very, very annoying, or they're asking for supplier information, another thing you can do is find another supplier. Or another thing that we do is my admin is merging in one PDF the invoice, the tracking links, anything related to the tracking. So we try to show the supply chain as much as you can. Again, highlighting all the informations. Or another supplier. Maybe they don't like that supplier. It can happen.
I'll tell you one tip that I've learned. I could trial and error. I just called up account health and was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And what was really interesting is very hit and miss. I spoke to a guy from India who told me why they rejected my invoices. He was like, "Oh, we can't do this and this and this." I was like, "Oh, bloody hell. Like, I'll do that. That's easy. I didn't realize that was the problem. I'll get you that." So then, and then I submitted it again with the information, rejected it, called up again, someone from America, refused to tell me anything. Privacy policy, I was like, what the hell? And then I even called up today, and then again, the guy from India told me the answer. It's like, "Oh, yeah, it seems everything seems fine. I'll get the back end of the team to check it." I was like, so like, I would actually just say get on the phone and have a conversation and see what can happen. I don't know so much about ungating, but mine was a product for verification. But the guy from India was really helpful. So, which is normally the other way around. Normally they're not so helpful. But yeah. Right, let's move on. Let's do maximum, like, we'll do 7 more minutes and then we'll drop off. Happy with that, Ahmed? It's been a long day.
No problem at all.
Ahmed's like, "I'll be here all day, man. I'll be here all day." Tom actually has work to do. Right, I paid my prep center at 1.25 USD per unit. After all the fees added in, I now add 0.7 for the prep costs. So 2 USD per unit. Is this a good starting point? Yeah, fine. When we did sneakers, we were doing $2 $2 plus shipping. So like you can definitely do it. Just got to look for high profit items. That's it. Bigger values, you're going to absorb the prep fee. Make sure you're doing a tax-free prep center. That's the big one, because that's just going to outright that anyway. I sell on Amazon as an individual. I prefer not to set a company until I make some profits, at least break even with all my costs plus company costs. Is that okay? Ahmed, thoughts? I'm guessing UK.
Yes, that will come with some limitations. Wholesalers, no chance. I'm talking about the serious sellers. If you just focus on OA, then you can do this until you reach 90,000, right? Then you can go, what's next? LTD again, up to 90,000, no VAT, and then you go VAT registered. Is that a good thing to do, Tom? So individual until you reach the
you can do
threshold.
individual 90,000, and then you can go to the limited company 90,000 again.
Yeah.
And the reason is because in the UK something really weird happens whereby the government, HMRC, you are not your company and your company is not you. You're two separate things, and each one's allowed the 90,000 VAT limit. But Amazon sees your seller central account that can be moved across companies. So HMRC doesn't care about the seller central account, it just cares about who's making the sales. Same account, different person, different who making the sales, which is why you can play the game twice, which is quite cool. Ahmed, I love this question. Future plans for the business. Where are you going? What are you doing? Share the gold.
I can't share the gold. The only thing I can share is for the business, I want to grow it. I'm working right now and systemizing more because I've grown my business quite fast with the help from the community, with my hard work. And then I realized that I didn't have a solid foundation, which is so important. Yeah, I just grow, no foundation, no, solid foundation. Yeah. I want to grow it in a very systematic way. And yeah, that's it. I don't know what else to say for the business. And to expand, yeah, multiple marketplaces.
We've got a really good opportunity. Like in my business, strategic plans are okay, let's put it this way. I'm coming from the position of I just fired 30 staff a year ago, laid off a $4 billion a year business because guess what? We didn't have systems and processes, a good foundation. So we're really I feel we're in a much better place now. I'm really happy with that. So that's good. Number two, we're looking at increasing distribution through Walmart and Amazon, which is another area. And then number three, we're transitioning into a bit of wholesale now, which I'm really pleased with as well, just so we can buy deeper on certain lines. But I'm really trying to keep the team quite small, but really saying, can I grow them with leverage? So what does that mean? Let's get specific. Q4 last year, we were doing about $5,000 per VA per spend per week. This quarter, I don't know the actual numbers, but we targeted 7,500 per VA per week. I think there were weeks when we even hit 15,000 where I was like, wow, that's incredible. So we're starting just to learn the different ways of getting better deals, which I'm really pleased with. And I want to continue that. So we have a really good team, but it's about just say, can we get better results from that team through efficiency rather than hiring 55 staff? So that's where we're going, and that's the opportunity. Let's do really quick fire. I'll just do, I noticed some of your leads have low sales per month. I think about my lead service. Agreed. If you're looking at the UK, a lot of them do have low sales per month. We'd love to offer you 200 sales a month, but it's probably not going to be possible. That's why we show them to you. But if you are worried, check the Slack channel. You'll see the deals come in live, so you can get all the fast selling ones quickly. That's really important. Ahmed, how do you manage family time with your business?
I want to add something to the previous question, if this is okay. Hello? Hello? Oh, Hey guys, can you hear me? It's only me here. I'm scared to be on my own, to be honest.
Are you back?
Oh, yeah. Okay, okay. I
back.
was so scared. Don't let me by myself here.
Sorry, internet across the Atlantic wasn't so good. That was why. That's all right. We're okay. Have you answered your family time one? Should I move on?
Yeah, so I wanted to add something to the previous question with the leads. Okay, when I was using your lead service, Tom, this is how I started actually selling on Amazon. I was not only relying on the deals that I was getting from your service. I was opening the supplier. I was looking at the product. Okay, if I found this here, I want to expand a bit and see what others, because sometimes you look at the website, you look at the product given by your service, then you can see other offers as well. Don't just, okay, this is good, bad, close it and move on to a different use. No, you might end up with 10, 15, 20 deals. Think outside the box. And this is how you pay Tom for 20 deals, but you end up with 100 deals. How do you manage time on your business and family time? It's not easy. It's not easy. I have 3 kids, for who doesn't know. I live in a country where I live in England. I came here 9 years ago, so it's not like I'm having family members or people to help me with kids and things like this. It's very challenging. I went full-time Amazon last year in February, I think. And until then, I used to be a lorry driver. Lorry driver doing loads of hours, night shift, Amazon, kids, very challenging. No sleep. My health wasn't my 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 like my general health wasn't really great. What I'm doing now, I'm just lucky that my wife is handling most of the things in house, in home, with kids and cleaning all this. I'm helping her, of course. And being home all day, of course, I can manage better now. But you have to until few months ago, I was only work. I was home all day, but only work. What I started now, I started to realize that this is not only about work. We need to spend time with family too, because they're growing. And tomorrow my kids will be out. I'm not gonna see them anymore. They will, go to their own houses, whatever. And I started now I'm trying to get my work done by 6 p.m. And after 6 p.m., spend time with kids and playing Red Alert 2. By the way, if anyone is playing Red Alert 2, send me a message. We're playing together, yeah. So this is what I'm doing. But before I wasn't when I was doing lorry driving jobs, I wasn't managing anything. It was like full chaos. I had no time to manage anything. But now, I'm trying to finish by 6 p.m. and then enjoy.
I'll say this. While I laugh at Red Alert 2, Tom Boyo, I think his name Boyo, I can't pronounce his last name. He sold Quest Nutrition for $1 billion. He still plays Destiny online. He plays that computer game every day. And the guy sold his company for $1 billion. So don't as much as I laugh about Red Alert 2, very successful people do play computer games. So this is quite normal. Right, that's cool. You guys are correct. Amazon using AI bots. Yeah, I would completely agree. I expect they are. I only buy about 5 units of product, but when they do not sell very well, it takes weeks or months to sell. BSRs are good though. I think you need to look back at your products and go, what did you think was going to happen when you purchased it? And this is whether you buy it from leads list or where you buy it yourself. Learning from your mistakes is the most important thing. This is why we record the videos, because I can't remember what happened 3 months ago, for example. So that's going to be really, really important. I'll just do this one last one here. Someone said, I'm the guy who asked about setting up do I do OA in the USA, not in the UK? When should I get an LLC? I'm not great to answer it because I'm not a US national. So you'd probably do what's known as an S Corp LLC. So it's a pass-through entity for your personal taxation. And I don't know how hard it is to set up, but I'd probably say the moment you consider, hey, I'm actually going to do this and take it seriously, it isn't a dabble anymore, then yeah, I'd probably set it up from that day forward. I would probably speak to just, you could probably speak to an accountant and just say, look, what do we do? As a US national, they're not very challenging to do. And you can do what's known as S Corps, which are passed through to your personal taxation. I think it's like a W9 or W11, don't quote me. But me and Ahmed, as foreigners, we can't do S Corp LLCs. We can only do like C Corps and other types of pass-through entities, but we're not able to do that. Ahmed, are you doing any more lives? People love your face, man. You got to get on there.
This is more a question for you. Whenever you want, Tom, we love to have in the group. Our group is your group.
I love it. I look forward to it. We'll make it more of a regular thing. And then someone's asking, can we get Gavin on the call as well? We would, but Gavin, unfortunately, Gavin's got chest day today, so he would have joined us, but he's too busy going in the gym. So it's just priorities, people, priorities. Yeah, and you got here the problem with leads list. Some people get access to them stolen. Thing. Agreed. Yeah, like, do you have a system to make sure that only 10 people? We do as much as we reasonably can, but obviously, if someone were to buy it from us and then sell it to someone else, we could never stop that. Like, it's just impossible. So, yeah, we try and do as much as we can. We have some little tactics in our head, the way she said that we do, but it doesn't make a big difference. So, or like, I can't go into them too much, but we do kind of know if we have suspicions, and we have we even do like where you do over excessive refunds. We understand that as well. So I go through them. So apparently I was in a deep freeze. Everyone can still hear you, Ahmed. They can still hear you. They're like, yes, we can still hear you. And yes, you are still here. Woohoo! And then hats off to Ahmed's story. We love it. You're inspired. And then love Red Alert 2. Absolutely love it. It's really, really good. So then let's just do really quick. We'll do super quick fire because I appreciate it's been like 2 hours on the live stream. Oh my God. As a new seller, I'm not actual 90% of the products. Every product I listen to, I can't say. Long story short, start selling the 10%. Start doing that, and then try and get ungated in the other 90. I'll drop a ungating guy that I've got. That's my thing. Ahmed, sell a snap or be cool?
Depending on your budget, you have to test. You have to test. I can't tell you. Can you afford paying for Seller Snap? $500, $800? No. Okay, then be cool. It's $100 or even more. They have an offer now. Paying $500 for the whole year, if I'm not wrong. Really up to you. Test both of them.
I love it. Cool. Yeah, test. Right. I will finish it up though, really quick fire, and then we'll wrap it up. So Levi Jones, 6-figure inventory in Amazon and 1-figure bank. Standard reselling. Maybe you do a capital gain. Very normal. Great session, guys. Thank you, Rosie, for all the information. Loved it. Can't wait for next time. I mean, we have to do it again. God damn it. Absolutely love it. And then so with leads list, what should I look on? What stats are more important? This isn't just so much about leads list. This is about deal analysis during your, Amber mentioned today, what was the one thing we would do differently? Learn to read Keeper, learn to, analyze your tools properly, look at the history. I'm always going into Keeper offer TAM. I think, share deals with other people to get their feedback to see how you're improving. If you want to know, I'm doing a Keeper analysis video going live this week. Check that out. I think you'll love it as well. But someone says, oh, I love your leads. They're great. So thank you so much, honestly. So I do want to wrap up there because obviously I do need to actually get some work done. Monday's a very busy day for me. Ahmed, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me and obviously sharing your journey and sharing everything, answering the questions. How can, if people want to get in contact with you and maybe they're listening on my channel, how can they do that?
Through my Facebook group.
What's that called?
That's it. FBK Amazon. Oh, you put me in a bad situation. I forgot the name of my group, but somewhere something
fulfilled by Amazon, fulfilled by knowledge. I think it is.
Yes, Amazon FBK, fulfilled by knowledge, on arbitrage and wholesale.
Absolutely love it. Yeah, absolutely love it. And if everyone wants to contact me, my name is Thomas Parkinson, and you can probably see it under my name. It's right there. It's all Fast Track FBA. So do check me out there. Ladies and gentlemen, we do want to call it a day. Give us a big thumbs up. Give us a like. Give us a comment. Say thanks, guys. It's been 2 hours. Ahmed, I want to say thank you. I am needing some food. I'm dying. And for you, it's past 6 o'clock. It's red alert time. So I don't want to take you away.
Yes.
Right. I will love you and leave you. Stay safe, people. Bye.
Bye-bye.